I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I just tweeted out the link. Let's see.
Can you post it in general, please? Or a lounge?
Can someone post it? Posting it. What's up, everybody? Man, had me on fucking Twitch because I was waiting for Shavi to get back from the beach. But
I
something
wish.
something was telling me I have to do a stream right now. Hold on one second. Baby, I'm live on stream right now. Oh, hey, 1 second. Hi. Okay. What are you doing? I'll call you when I'm done. It's going to be a little bit. Good night, buddy. Bye. Yeah. See, everything worked out perfectly. My wife went to my in-laws. I'm going there tomorrow. But something was telling me I have to do a stream right now, and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna play video games, and then we'll talk crypto later. And dude, it was like a wild pump. I mean, on Binance, 48K. It's like absolutely wild. Anyway, let's see. All right, we are live. We are live. What's up, Wakar, man? I appreciate your dedication, brother. 3 a.m. in the UK. What's up, guys? Um, let's look at the charts, and we got a full house here. We got some quality peeps in the chat. Um, what does this mean? Okay, so I think right now, Shabi, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now I have Binance futures open, and this tells an entirely different story than what happened on spot. So I think it's more relevant for us to switch over to Coinbase. All right. So let's look at what Coinbase is telling us. And this was the projection, which it just skipped all that shit and just went straight up. The volume is very significant. Remember this morning on the Dojo call we were talking about volume. I think it's pretty likely you're gonna get the volume breakout. It's definitely happening on the 4 hour, which still is only halfway through. But like on the hourly, it's pretty significant volume spike. And as far as like the Amazon rumors and all that, like I don't know. I'm not really buying it, but let's see. So when you look,
It, it's not Amazon, bro. It's Busta Rhymes putting the Arab money.
it's Buster Rhymes, huh? So really, this thing right here didn't 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 hold anything back. When you look at the daily, we were talking about this as it was happening, because this happened like in an hour. As soon as so you mark this off right here, right? This is a 60-day moving average. So we'll just make a ray here. And if you look at like the hourly, it gets rejected by it earlier today, like in the morning. This holds, comes back. This hourly closes right like on it, and then the next one goes through, and people were looking, potentially to short or whatever the case may be. That MA is very significant. So this is it. And if you look, it supported the entire move, right? There are other ones on different resolutions that were, could give you a little bit more, but this was support the whole move. For the first time, it breaks here, 47, comes back up, bear flags, rejects, and breaks again, and now it's resistance. And this was the first test. It got rejected on the hourly, but if you look, it crosses it like This is the first time it really crosses and then takes out this high, and then it's off to the races. It just doesn't stop. Like it's basically as soon as it crosses that, it's bullish. And then if you look, like I have this 4-hour here. This right here is the bull trap that leads to this low, this structure, and kind of like this cluster right here. I would say like right around here, 405 or whatever, like 40K, nice round number. Like that's kind of the area you want to get past, and we're not there yet, but if you bring it down to the neckline of where this dumps, it's even closer. But if we can take this guy out, like the high, and Xavi says 4100, tend to agree with him. This has definite bullish potential, like to go higher.
You want to know where I get it? Let me show you where I get it from.
Okay,
We
I'm gonna let you.
We only have 12 likes, but I'm still gonna drop some alpha. I would like more likes.
Yeah, I would like more likes too, but ultimately, like, there's a lot of inadequacy here. Like this goes, like if this goes through this goes to 50K. Like,
can you go on the daily chart?
Pretty simple. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to do your stream? I can put it up there if you want to share your charts.
No, because my setup is not ready right now.
Everybody wants Xavi.
You can do it with yours, but you're gonna have to go on Bitstamp. Can you go on Bitstamp?
Okay.
BTC USD Bitstamp. And okay, there's only 2 lines that matter. It's just 2 lines.
Hold on. Let me pull
Just
it
remove
up.
the slash. You just remove the slash. Just BTC USD.
Okay, I'm on the daily.
Okay, wait. The YouTube is catching up. Okay. So you go on the daily, put the magnet, and get your horizontal array.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got it. And you see in February the huge fat ass candle that breaks from 40 to 48.
Yeah.
Go on the bottom of that candle.
Okay.
Not the wick, the candle.
The candle close. Okay, horizontal ray.
The candle open, yeah.
Right here. Okay.
Hold on, the YouTube
This
is
isn't
catching up.
This isn't at 41.
Yeah, that's the level.
That's the level.
Okay, then go on the weekly.
Okay.
And you can zoom out. You can zoom the fuck out and connect the top from 2013 and the top from 2017. And if you want, you can do it on the log chart if it's easier for you.
Yeah.
Do it on the log chart, I guess.
This?
Yeah, and connect the 2 tops. No, the 24, the next top, sorry. With the trend line, yep. The next top, not the 2013, the 2014.
Oh. Like that?
Hold on, YouTube is catching up. Yeah, you can put it on 2017 and then well, that works, I guess.
Okay.
And now remove the log chart, remove the log.
Okay. This is going straight up into the air. You sure about this?
Remove the log.
I did.
And then, yeah, no, that's not how you do it.
You have to do it on yours.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck you're trying to tell me to do.
Okay. Go on. I guess go on the monthly is better if you do it on the monthly.
You got to do it. So I'm going to tell you what
Fine.
I see. All right. So this was a mega weekly, and we're already starting this one off nicely. But
Okay, I'm just gonna post my chart in the chat, and you can load it up if you want. What about that?
Okay. It's gonna be harder. Where is it? BitBoy's inside man manipulation. This is manipulation. Damn, these guys sound like they had shorts open. A little salty. They're pretty salty there.
It's in the lounge.
Okay.
So when you connect the previous stops properly, you should end up with this yellow line.
Hold on. Dude, this is so hard. It's like it's difficult for me to chart this. Like, you have to explain it. I can't do it because it's not my chart. I don't understand it. I just saw this. I just saw the 60-day MA break, and I'm like, all right, this is going to the next one, like right here, which makes sense. Like, if you're able, if this is able, and you had 41 as the level, which would be the top of this, which is logical, but you know, this is an area where you want to be careful. But if this continues, like this, or like anywhere from here to here is where this is going, and I would say 50 is probably the most likely destination of the pump. I got Pornhub on my search engine. Do I? I mean, does that shock anybody? Is that supposed to be surprising or embarrassing?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do. Almost certainly. I mean, what are we talking about, right? So, all right, so BTC.
Well, you see on the 5 minute that level is pretty significant here, right? I mean, it's where we got shut down.
Let's see how alts reacted to this. So we had the 60-day MA broke, and the other thing that was significant is this. Because people say this doesn't work, but when BTC is breaking a key level and dominance is doing this, it implies to me that the move is real, or at least going to continue to some extent. So we saw the daily close pumping, and BTC had already kind of made this move, broke above. Like, let's look at the time. I want to see the time. So when did this break this level? So right here, it's like 34.9. That's 19.26. So it's like down here. Like, as soon as this, if you look at 1938, so where are we? $1938, you're like here. So it's doing this structure, super bullish, and then breaking out, crossing over this high that was a rejection. So it's clear that BTC dominance is becoming bullish as BTC is becoming bullish. That's kind of how you know it's not a fake out, by the way. You know. BTC pumping with no volume. This just said no volume. So overall, let's look. This is, to me, the fact that we took out this high here, there's no way it's not going to here. And it's most likely going to 55, 54, like around here. This gets revisited. If that doesn't stop, 60. Like this, ultimately, this neckline will be retested. I don't know, like when. That could be a long time, or it could be soon. But I would be looking in this area for alts. That's where you really want to be heavy alts. Um, these guys are asking me similarities in between October 19th pump, so I haven't looked at it structurally. I think it's worth considering because there's definitely a level of emotion to this, as well as like the October 19th pump was the quote unquote China pump, and this is going to be labeled as the Amazon pump. It's just I don't make the rules. It's just what it is. Uh, doesn't necessarily need to be true. For me, it's the hey, the low is held pump, and now you do this backbreaker move, fucking horseshoe shit that's gonna pump. Like as soon as this holds, and you have this guy. So I guess the similarity is you have a structure like this in the October 19th pump that then breaks out violently. That one was a little more aggressive than this one, but let's look at it. Let's look at it because I haven't compared the two. Off the top of my head, I don't think it's the same. Um, I don't think so, but let's look at it. I don't want to make a judgment without checking it out. So let's see. I'm drawing lines all over the place.
Who would have thought that Jeff Bezos wanting to go to space and being replaced as the CEO of Amazon by a more pro crypto CEO, because like he was not pro crypto, but the new CEO is kind of pro crypto, and would have created this whole thing.
It's this.
But I mean,
This is the one.
it was meant to happen.
So the difference between this and that is that this happened on the daily and this happened on the hourly. So I wouldn't say those are the same, but it's let's look at the dailies together. So you have this is a different structure, but it's still a top of some sorts. Dump, bear flag, then more price action, then it rolls over, does this. Thus far, it's not the same. Um, the daily is just started a couple hours ago, so I'd like to see where the volume ends up on this guy. Um, and this was two candles. This was two. So it had and actually this second candle, the high came in around like 2 or 3 in the morning. I remember because we were trading it. So like this actually happened in a shorter period of time. It wasn't even like 2 full days. It was like in the morning pumped, then at the candle close pumped, and then pumped again, and then topped out like late in the night. It was a Friday night. Um, this is happening, but it's not. It's you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's more structure behind this. I mean, this happened super quick, but like you didn't have all of this. You had like one of these guys, and then it just went crazy, and then did like a little flag, and then went crazy again. That was like what this bump was. So I'm not certain it's the same thing, but the emotions of it are somewhat similar. Um, we'll see. We'll see what the dailies do. If it gives you a structure like this, it's bad, right? But I wouldn't be. I don't really see the similarity thus far. I don't see it yet. What else? What else? Also, this pump, like for this to be the same as this would have to go back up to like here or here somewhere. It'd have to go like in 50. It'd have to go to like 50K in like the next day, right? For this to be similar because this capitulates. This is capitulation. This is a structure where you have high, then this is the top, then you get the dump, then you get complacency, dump, lower high, dump, gets tight, capitulates, bear market, stop run, fake out. And then it like literally pumps past the neckline, but as a trap, and it wicks at the top here. So This, you can't really compare this to that unless like this like were to shoot up to here, like 55K or something, and then get rejected really hard. Then I would say it's the same. Not that not I'm not saying that that's not really like an actionable, like you can't like make a trade off of that intel, but I this whole comparing to that, this is not the same thing. It's something different. This guy is asking me about my $100 million. That was a copy pasta, so I don't have $100 million
Yet, soon again.
yet. It is the goal. It's the goal. I'd like to get there, but no, that was a copy pasta. A very good one, in fact.
How upset was I yesterday when I found out my old hard drive where I was mining Bitcoin at $13. I was so
Oh,
upset.
yeah. Like, I mean, you can do that all day, right? Like, used to trade like what Doge, like tens of millions, right? Like I remember like buying Doge pumps on Bittrex, and like you're trading like 5 million Doge, like 1 million Doge, 10 million Doge, like nothing. So I
Yeah.
sit there and think like, oh, what if I held all of that? Like, what am I gonna do? You know,
What about, can you bring it up? Because it might go to $1 again.
Doge.
Yeah, I don't think it's dead. I think it's not done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Elon lost the juice. I mean, it's bullish here, kind of. This is pretty bullish, actually. This USD pairing is kind of good. This looks good. Let's see what Doge BTC looks like.
Because people are like saying,
Yeah,
oh
no,
yeah,
this look at this.
one wallet hold like 40% of the supply, but it's like
That's
maybe
Elon.
this wallet is dead. I don't know. Maybe the wallet is dead. It's like Satoshi coins. Who knows? Oh, that doesn't look good though. Oof.
No, I mean it could be the stop run, right? Could be 500 holds. Like this. This could be bullish. It could be. What do you think?
I don't have the balls to buy this.
Nobody does, and that's why it can go up. It might. It'll probably
What do
go
you
below 500. If it's gonna do the stop run, it'll go below 500. It'll have
What
to.
do you guys think in chat? What do you guys think?
I think, like, see, you look
Would
at
you
this
buy
and you're
would
like,
you buy Doge?
this looks like it's gonna die, but this is support here. So 500 round number, you're like, oh, this has to hold, or it's over. Guess what? It doesn't hold. This won't hold. You're hearing it here first. This is not gonna hold, but this is a buy. This area right here.
Ooh.
You buy this on BTC. If that doesn't hold, then hey, I don't know. God bless. I mean, like, you start to go below 400 sat or 400, forget about it. But you get a move into here, you could spend 1 day here. 1 day. That's it. 1 day. You got 24 hours. If it holds, that's good.
I don't know because then it's a bear market, lower highs and lower lows.
Well, or it's a stop run. It gets bought. You'll see. We'll see. We'll have to see, right? But I think that would be a hell of a stop run right here. 450-ish. It's already higher highs. I mean, lower highs, lower lows. Here's your high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we can keep doing that, but where's the bottom? This is a place where the bottom can be, actually, right here.
Someone is asking about H bar, gather, and amp.
I have gather here. We'll do gather because I have it open. We spent time talking about it. So
you have gather always open the same way of amp always open.
Always. I always have it open. So you see this blue line here? I was talking to somebody. This box, the top of this box is significant, 5 cents, because that was this resistance. This is the depression wave, right? This whole wave after the ICO is just awful. Depression. This spends October to January, so 3 months in this range of depression after like a very, very nasty, like the listing hit like almost what 45 cents and 30 cents, and then you're at 1 cent. So that's a horrible, 90% retrace from listing. So anybody bought the listing or did the ICO had the chance to sell, they didn't, and they just watched it die, and then it went sideways. And there, if you look at what actually happened here, there are two separate waves. One with a 3 cent resistance, like gets tested twice, and then it goes to like 1.5 cents or whatever. Spends like a month there. Then the bottom hits and it starts an uptrend. In this second wave here, 4.5, 5 cents area, it doesn't even make it to 5. That's your resistance. That's the top of this. Then it goes, people are still very depressed in all of this, not believing. Then you get this nice candle here, and you poke above 5 cents for the first time, and it makes a bull flag, and then another one.
It's basically the first wave is
It uses this 3 cents area as support, and this second bull flag breaks out, and then it goes wild, right? Multiple, just bull flag after bull flag after bull flag, until it makes a top, and then it makes this. You have your support. This structure is basically the top of this is support. It's around 30 cents. Yeah, this line. This breaks, and then it goes into the depths of hell. This is your capitulation, and then this move, it slowly grinds down, breaks this support of 5 cents, and as soon as it hits this 3 cent line,
looks like depression to me.
Yeah, it's taking off now. You're starting to see the volume break out.
Now we're entering disbelief.
Yeah. So overall, like, you don't have to buy this second. In fact, you should have been buying like this or this, like any of this, or even this. You could have bought this. You'd still be up. Like, this is like, at this point, it was like, like $3 or $4 million cap. Like, you can't like really trade that with stop losses. Like, you're either like betting on it to like do what it's supposed to do, or just disappear. But at the end of the day, let's say you buy this at 5 cents and you're like, this got to be the bottom, and it's not. Well, guess what? It didn't just hit off a random level. Like, it hit off a significant level, number one. And when it hit, there was a reaction. So that's like, you have to look at that as like a gift, basically. And, ultimately, I would expect, you can do something like this. And then do that, right? Pop above, do that. But I think it's entering the part, and this could take even longer, but I think it's like, on the grand scheme of things, it'll be up only, from here. And if it breaks this bull flag, then you start to get to the targets that I'm expecting. Which
thing is, like, the way I see it is the first, this whole pump was the hype cycle, and now you're entering the adoption cycle. So it can take from 2 years, 4 years to 5 years. Who cares if it's going to $1 or $2?
Oh, it better go higher than $1. 4 years.
Yeah, or 2 or 3. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
Just saying, like, you won't be able to call a top. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, you won't be able to call a top because it's a matter of time, and probably you'll never be able to hold that long.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, legit, like, I told like family, I told family and friends like you just have to figure out how to buy this, and if you don't know how, just send me F and I'll buy it for you. And you just hold on to it and don't do anything until I tell you. Just forget you have it, and like you'll be happy.
Yeah.
Like
Right now, if you're looking at it right now for the new members and the new followers, like I would still wait 4 cents now. I think there is a dip coming.
4, you said?
Yeah, 4 cents.
It could. It can happen. Yeah, you don't have to buy it like right now into this candle. Um, but I'll say this, like I still think this level will get tested at some point, but it can go fast, you know, depending on you don't know like you don't need to buy right now, okay? But at the same
The
time,
portfolio just pumped. What just pumped? Is
what
it Luna? Oh, Luna is $10 now. Nice. Can you look at Luna? Can you bring it up?
am I partnered with Gather? I'm on the I was voted into the foundation, and I'm like the original advisor to Gather, so I guess you could say I'm partnered with them, but you know the project was founded under me, like in my group. So yeah, I definitely have like a relationship there.
A vested interest.
Yeah, and if you notice, like the past year or two, it's not like I talk about like low cap. That's not my thing. Um, but Luna, let's see, nice pop there. Not bad. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Luna looks good. It's gonna go over 10, most likely. It looks pretty good.
Luna is my new Tesla.
Gather. I wanted to buy like more Masternodes, but the interesting thing about this dump, like there's limited space. There's not like anybody could just open one. You have to be like approved, and there's a limited amount. And literally in the dump, like not one person sold. I like hit up Reggie. I'm like, are there any Masternode slots? He's like, no, nobody sold. So I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted more. Like, let's see. Let's keep BTC open too, because stuff is happening.
I'm still holding your $4 entry on Luna. I forgot, was it 4 or 5? I bought
Really?
spot that day. You said like, oh, it's time. I just bought spot and I forgot about it.
It
I'm up like 60 or 70% on it.
was a good one. It was time. It was too much. It dumped too much. H bar. Should I buy 1,000,000 tokens? Yeah, if you want to be a millionaire, you should. Um, oh, they're shilling something else.
No financial advice. No financial advice.
Yeah. H bar.
It looks better than it looks like Doge. I mean, everything looks like this.
Yeah, was it enough?
Looks like Luna before it just went.
Yeah, it looks okay. I mean, in this resolution, everything looks okay. You know, for now, right? Oh, these million guys are like going crazy. Telcoin. Oh, Telcoin pumped today? I made a call on Tel.
Oh yeah, you just called it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the setup. It's got a. Yeah, I think it goes to 3 cents. Telcoin.
This is the type of week where I don't sleep because I trade stocks in the morning and crypto at night. Uh, I don't have it in me.
Here's this other coin that I like. I'll show you. This is like more new, so similar, but I mean, it doesn't want to break this, so it's only a matter of time. Kudos. Like I think you could easily double this, like to this level, easy. 0.6 cents, easy. If this breaks down, then no, right? Like if this is a bear flag and this goes down, you got to get out. But
Yeah, I don't really like the shape of
you don't
this
like it.
daily. I don't like the shape of this. It's like a M. This is going down before it goes up.
Want to bet? Let's make a gentleman's bet. I bet you this goes to 60 cents before this wave breaks down.
Oh, hold on, let me load the chart.
Because look, you have the volume here in this candle. This was big volume. This is a volume breakout, but it was fake. It didn't make a new low. It didn't make a new low. This held. This held, and now it's inching its way up. And the market looks good. So this guy, whoever this was, got ejected. That's ejection. Look, that's the biggest volume like on a daily. So somebody absorbed that, and then they couldn't break down.
You're betting on that bear flag breaking up. I mean, yeah, if it's the bottom, then it's gonna break up.
No.
Yeah, no, you're right. Could be. I like the 4 hours actually. Yeah, the 4 hours looks like it's inching up. Yeah, the 4 hours is making a bull flag. Ah, you're getting. No, you're right. I'm not betting against you.
We'll see. We'll see.
I like the 4 hours.
That being said, I don't know anything about this coin.
Oh, me neither.
Dude, what happened? How do I get rid of these million people? These guys just completely took over the chat. Like basically, all you need to know is this coin is a scam. Whatever they're talking about is a scam.
Sounds good. Let's
Yeah, scams pump the hardest. So, I guess I'll look at it.
Okay, Z1, bring it up. Let's do it. What the fuck is it?
Is this what I'm looking at? Oh.
Look at in USDC. Look in USDC.
I mean, I don't know. It's not in a bad spot.
Can you give me the right? Can you give me the right so I can like kick people and ban people?
I don't even know how to do it.
Where is Chris?
Chris.
Quantum has like a BTC chart he wants to share.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, I never like anybody that does this. Like, it's ridiculous. But can it go up? I mean, I don't know. Doesn't look good, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to say anything good about it.
It's whatever. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But
Quantum, you wanna share your screen?
he said Doge only.
I mean,
Dojo only.
I could share the like the rough estimate of it. If you want more alpha, join the dojo. But I could share the rough blueprint.
Okay.
Okay.
But you know, most people will probably forget. So
Yeah.
with all due respect.
Why not say anything good? Because you guys just spam the fuck out of my chat. You drive me crazy. Tech lead is this is Tech lead's chart. Is it? Oh. Dude, that dude's a scammer. Holy shit. I didn't expect that, but he's such a scammer. Unreal. You know who Tech lead is, Xavi?
No, remind me.
That's the guy, the Asian guy who's like makes those videos like, oh, I had dinner as a millionaire. Like that guy. Like, why did my wife, you know that guy who's like, my wife left me as a millionaire. But then I saw like, there was like a whole story about the guy's a scammer. Like, he did like some scammy shit. Yeah, non-believers. But he's got all these bots spamming my fucking channel now. Dude, he is a scammer. It's crazy. Crazy. Don't hate on Tech lead. Yeah, okay. All right. Sure. I don't know. There was like an Indian guy who made this like whole video about him that I was like stumbled onto. I enjoyed his videos. I enjoyed it. It's a lie. The Indian guy's lying. You guys aren't bots.
Are you real?
I don't know. You're not bots. I can't imagine you not being bots. Like,
If you're not a bot, just
yeah, made a scam
say
coin as a millionaire. I don't like it. I don't like it.
general crypto. If you're not a bot, just say you love the dojo. Just write it.
The Indian guy is lying. Oh yeah, amp. This is bullish. Yeah, look at that.
No kidding. I told you M goes up with BTC against BTCD. I told you this morning, did I not? I told you.
I'll leave it up to the admins. If you guys want me to, I will. If you don't want me to, I
Yeah,
won't.
go ahead. I want a
Just
break,
keep it
man. I
to
need a
yourself.
break.
Yeah,
I've been streaming for a few hours, so
Yeah, do
sure.
the short version. Do that
Yeah.
the not so much alpha version.
Yeah,
Don't
it's gonna
skip.
be super quick. I mean,
Okay.
if you try to put it together, somebody can figure it out that that is trying to figure it out. But with the more in-depth version, we'll do later this week. All right.
What's the emergence on it? If it's later this week, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine as well.
I don't know. With you, I don't know what to expect right now. Maybe you're gonna say Bitcoin is going to 15K tomorrow.
No.
yeah.
No. There was one thing I was certain about. I was very confident in where Bitcoin would reject. I just didn't know if we'd see 24 first. But that was proven wrong the day KJ said that was a hell of a candle. That candle saved the geometrical amplitude that it was taking to reach 24K. And that
changed
really
everything. Yeah, it changed everything.
At that moment, I retook my entries. I opened a long, 2x long. I just closed, my long today. I don't care if it goes higher. I got my share out of the market of what I wanted, what I was looking for. And
Dude, the fact
but,
when you look at this, you see this, like it came fucking close to this guy, right? This is close enough. This is a 200, I believe, right? Or the 60. I'm sorry, the 60 on the weekly. This is really close. I was telling you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like,
you did.
it's going down there, but that's why I was looking at like 28K, like 28.5, something like that. But guess what? It goes to 29.3. Like on this resolution, it looks like it's far. But when you look at the weekly, it's like, all right, that's pretty fucking close, okay? And it was front run. But then you put in one of these guys. That's why I said in the chat, I'm like, hey, I'm bearish, but I'm not fucking stubborn and I'm not stupid. And if this goes, do not short and do not be in a rush to short, period. And in fact, when this held, it was like this guy held. And I'm like, it was like right here. I'm like, you know what? We had the whole day. Didn't break down. I'm closing shorts. Fuck this. It looks like it's going up. Something is coming. And as soon as it crosses, you get a big candle, fucking nice structure, another one, and then it starts doing this guy, right? This is bullish. Holds. This does the same thing. Like
That's best around buying.
holds right here. This was the one when I was going to be like, like it holds. And then it starts to go up. This is instantly bullish. And then it takes off. Eventually this type of move is capped off by something like this. Like it just goes vertical. And could it lead to a top? Yes, it can.
Aram just tweeted. He says, "Whoa, Bitcoin is booming with a lot of rockets."
Uh-oh. I don't like that. But everybody's saying that. So like, we want this to break out again, right? That's what we want. But if it rolls, then you visit this area, and hopefully it does something like this. Like let's say this were to go up here and then reject and then do here, do like that, and then it's going to do this, and then you want it to do this and then go back. Like that's like your bullish thing, I guess. What? Here, down. And do like this, then this, then this, then that's good. If it does something like that, that would be great. I would love it. Then we're going over 40. Like if it does this. Or if it just goes up and breaks out again. Goes vertical. Just keep doing it. That's bull market shit. Quantum, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. I'm ready
Alright.
to go. It'll be
You can-
very quick. We'll go more in depth later this week with dojo members and the psychology behind it and all that. But just kind of sharing roughly my thoughts and yeah, I'm
Yeah,
ready to
share
go.
share your
Perfect.
share your
We just need
stream.
like more likes. We just need more likes because now it's like
55 likes.
55 out of 125.
I
It's not
just
even
need you to
half.
share your stream because I gotta go pee. So I want to do it.
Alrighty, let me go ahead and drop this.
Everyone, you want to see Quantum's analysis, you need more likes here. We need at least 20, 25 more likes.
My dojo is getting weak. Yeah. I don't care. Honestly, I don't. Like, fuck, who cares? Just do it. We want to do good content. If people don't want to join the dojo, they don't have to join the dojo. I don't want a bunch of fucking plebs in there anyway, to be
Oh yeah,
honest.
please not.
If
Please
you haven't
not.
noticed, like, I don't market because I don't care. We do it because it's good. You're trading with good people, so it's fun. It's fun to be there all the time. You don't have like a bunch of plebs in there. Like, what's the point? It's not worth it. Ay, ay, ay. These MM guys are annoying. They're annoying me.
Just let me know
Oh,
whenever to.
oh, you got it.
pop
Okay.
off.
Let me. How do I pop out? I have to. Can I? How do I? How do I? Oh, I want to like turn the thing into like a separate window. And it's not letting me.
Oh yeah, you click on watch stream and at the bottom it says pop out.
Yeah, it says watching stream.
Yeah, and at the bottom, pop out.
There it is. There it is. Got it.
You got it?
Yep. Let me.
Okay, we got the 20 likes, so
We got it.
that's good. Yeah, we're pretty good.
All right. I still don't have the pop out. Discord. It's Windows share. All right. Hold on.
And Quantum is HD right now. It's not every day. That's nice.
I bought a Discord Premium. I felt like if you're gonna present, it better be HD. If you're not gonna spend $10 a month, then don't present. That's just me. I'm not roasting anyone. That's just me.
Yeah, I guess I have to do. I guess I have to do that. Shots have been fired.
No, I didn't.
I didn't know. Somebody just needs to tell me what to do. I fucking do it. I don't know how to capture this. Why can't I capture it? I have like I have it open on the pop-up, but and we've definitely done this before. This is what I mean. This is part of why I don't stream because like this stupid app it gives me agita. Like it doesn't We're going to do display capture. We're going to do this. Here. See? I figured it out. I had to like do some weird shit. But you guys they can see it now.
Perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it works.
perfect.
And you can go on the right side and it
Oh
says like hide
no,
map.
wait. Yeah, ugh. God damn it. This is
No, that worked. That was good. That was
no,
good.
it got fucked up. Okay. I'm like switching around like crazy.
And can you hide members? You see hide members like just next to Dr. Sabi it says hide members.
There we go.
Alrighty,
right, we're good.
So, cool. So, long story short, we can get more into the psychology of it in the inner group, but I found it very interesting that I'm not someone who worships fractals, but I do pay attention. And I don't follow them candle to candle, but I do pay attention to major mass structures. Long story short, pay attention to the right screen on the very right, pay attention to the very left screen on the left. That you have Litecoin versus USD, you have silver futures over here, a lifetime chart of silver. Are the psychological participants view these two assets the same? Do the the people that are participating in price, do they view these two assets the same? On the right and on the left, you can decide. Um, I've personally gone with the answer that they do look at these assets in a similar way. Silver being a, you know, the Litecoin, and gold being the Bitcoin. Litecoin being the silver to gold to Bitcoin. And I had looked at this briefly and I kept coming back to it because I did see some correlations. Now, no two fractals are ever exactly the same. That's why you have a deviation in this structure over here. But you do have that same like top structure where you have that almost all-time high breakout, but traps everybody. Silver actually broke to all-time high, but trapped both of them trapped everybody, but he actually broke to all-time high by quite a bit versus Litecoin barely, not even really breaching the old all-time high in terms of the Coinbase wick. So the idea was that on a macro sense, I'm not going to sit here and follow it candle by candle, but I knew that at some point we would likely get this retest. This move would be coming. And if this move was coming on silver, what would that look like on Litecoin? So with attention being on the left and the right, now I'm going to bring that technical analysis back and just take a look over here. Well, because this was an interaction zone historically, I'm expecting another re-interaction in that zone. If we're going to get above this node in the area, and if we're going to close above here, it's likely that we continue higher. Something really interesting is that most bottom formations I've seen more times than not, like 60-70% of the time, are like this three bottom wave. You should check out the book Big Debt Crisis by Ray Dalio and look at the front cover. Many bottoms tend to form that same structure, including tops, as you see over here. But anyways, from here, I'd be expecting a retest at least back into this geometrical reinteraction zone that we had over here. If things get really bullish, then you would come up and interact over here. I don't see that being as a possibility. The reason why is because um, I do also account for, if LTC is going to come 42% here, and if I'm personally looking for, let's say, this area for resistance, as KJ mentioned, then that's about a 20% move. So who's going to fulfill the rest of the 20% if BTC drags its ass 20%? Well, the rest of it would likely be caused if you have LTC BTC make a move back into this MA, which was respected historically. And so you would have this move kind of influence the LTC USD price to reach this area. So it's possible that we do wick above here, but I will be hedging here, and I'm about to show you why in the next slide. So I will be hedging into this area. So somebody had mentioned the correlation between Bitcoin and gold fractal a while ago, and he had mentioned it, and he had kind of followed it like fractal by fractal and structure by structure. I'm not a big fan of doing that. I didn't think that they were correlated or related to that degree, but I
Was it
did
me?
think that. Sorry.
Was it me?
I may have been. I can't remember exactly where I had heard it, but it's been circulating the gold fractal versus BTC and that possibility, as well as the Nasdaq fractal. Right? We've kind of intertwined the
Yeah.
both, and
Yeah.
we've looked at both and kind of weighed out which one really makes the most sense, and fractally which one. At the end of the day, almost all the fractals over time deviate and morph, and they do not really reciprocate what you thought they were going to over a long period of time, but from a super high resolution of time, we can look at these assets and we can say, you know what, maybe we see some correlation here. Long story short, what I'm looking at over here, which I'll go more into depth, is that these two structures could be relatively similar in terms of the first market cycle. The second market cycle is over here. I'm not looking at it candle by candle, but the structure that we were forming over here was very reminiscent of what gold had done over here. And so if we kind of connect the dots, then our rejection zone should be 45 to 46, which also is this neckline of that bear flag that we had over here before we broke down. So the first time we interact here, it's probably a good hedging point, and then you rebuy on a major nuke that occurs. The second time, I probably won't be interested in trading it. I just don't like trading a range more than a few hits. If it hits this the first time, it's a significant area. I'll trade it, I'll hedge, I'll buy back lower. I'll open longs at a different, time if we can get a nice dump out of it and if I can find a structure on a low resolution. But This is my hedge zone, and potentially this is what happens in the next 6 months. And we'll talk more about it in the dojo this week. We were talking about how this correlates with the altcoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance, and how this actually makes sense with that. Maybe in some old dojo streams, it might still be available, but we'll cover that and how that idea is still evolving that we had formulated a few months ago. So this is my hedging area, 44, 45. I don't care about missing about $5,000. We can go $5,000 higher. I'm not primarily a margin trader, but if I get a really good area, I will long. But for me, because I'm not leveraged, I can literally miss $5,000 move. I really don't care. I'm very patient and I'm willing to wait for a full structure above here. And in order to play above 60. The first time we come back up here, expect incredibly bullish news and people just jumping into the market, getting trapped. I don't think we're going to be out of the woods yet, but a nice retest is probably going to happen. It's really unlikely that you get a retest up here and you just keep going without getting some reaction off of it. So don't get too bullish. Don't get too bullish too fast. If you're trapped up here, you probably want to hedge into this area. And in terms of Ethereum's underperforming because this shockwave is starting to, in terms of the FBTC pair, slowly break down. And this is really the trajectory that I'm expecting over the next few weeks and months, as we'll talk about more with the altcoin dominance, Bitcoin dominance, and the dojo. What we had over here on the right in terms of USD price was geometrical angles of strength reaching a level of steepness that was unsustainable. We had a break above the last geometrical angle of resistance. We broke back down. We hit the bottom. We recoiled back off of it, hit the middle geometrical level of strength, and we got rejected off of that. Price being very organized, we fell out of it, and we formed this shock wave that was very reminiscent of 2017 BTC before he dropped to 3K. But no two structures have to do the exact same thing. Instead, he actually ends up holding that and breaking out. So, and for him to go another 12% from here, and that being it, if BTC has 20% and ETH/USD only has 12%, why does that make sense? It makes sense because the ETH/BTC pair is bleeding, which means that BTC is having to carry dead weight because ETH/BTC is slowly bleeding out. I do expect this shockwave to break down over time. And in terms of geometrical levels of strength and resistance, geometrical levels of strength and weakness, I expect him to come and re-interact with the bottom of this channel that he was holding up for quite a while before he went completely parabolic and hit that as resistance, just like he did right here. And if we ever come back into this area right here, then we have room to go up quite a lot higher. But I do not see these levels being hit for a very, very long time. These areas of 3,400 and 4,300 on ETH.
Meanwhile, Rocky just tweeted that ETH is the coin to buy moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. I was playing League and seeing a lot of people. I saw a few tags that were like ETH flip BTC or whatever. It's like that's the kind of sentiment you see up here, and then you see people just in denial the whole way down. That's literally it's just clockwork. Every single time you're going to have this kind of structure, you're going to have participants that become tribalized and they become warriors, and they become warriors slowly walking towards their bankruptcy.
I don't know if you watched the stream this morning, but we're pretty much in line. Yeah, we're pretty much in line. I said like I would not touch ETH right now at all.
Absolutely, I did watch it. Most alt pairs I'm not touching. You're gonna have anomalies like Axie, right? You're always gonna have anomalies. We remember Chainlink was an anomaly back in 2000. I don't even know what was it, 2018, 2017. You will always have anomalies, just like Axie, right? This is an anomaly, but something interesting, just random outside of BTC and LTC and where our next rejection zone likely is. I wanted to really quick look at, just point this out real quick. Last thing I'll add is this is a really interesting structure. This is something I've seen before on Uniswap, this bottoming structure. And I thought that both on Uniswap and Filecoin, and this might be a play. A lot of people wanted to short ICP out of existence. The sentiment on it is pretty bearish and has been bearish for quite a long time. And it didn't really catch my attention until we started forming the same Uniswap structure. I tend to remember structures historically. And I thought that this was very interesting in terms of how this was bottoming out. If you're not going to break a new low, what are you going to do? And really, this is a really good area to buy if you can get 1070, 1140. Just manage your trade. This might end up being a very nice run from here, about 150% run. In fact, if this actually ends up being a play, this is a better play than anything we talked about with BTC and ETH. But of course, my position size on this is not going to be the same as if we're in alt season. I'm going to be position sized accordingly respectfully accordingly to where our altcoin dominance looks like. But take a look at the structure, take a look at Uniswap, and you do
Wow.
the actual lower resolution analysis. This may be a very large play manifesting, and this was kind of something that reminded me as well on Filecoin, this same kind of move that happened. So both ICP, Uni, and File really have this same kind of structure that like was just burned into my head after I had missed Uni, that I almost like vowed to never forget the structure that allowed
That's
this to
that's
happen.
always the bottom though, isn't it? Like that structure happens on everything. Everything.
All
You
the
get
time.
you get the low, then you get the fake out, then you get the long drawn out bull flag. That happens on
Absolutely,
every
and
resolution. So
Is this
I look
is
for
this
that
what
as
you guys
well.
call like a macro 2B or something? Is this what you would call a 2B?
well, he didn't necessarily break the bottom like he did over here, but close enough. If you're not going to break the bottom, what are you going to do? And the best entry that you could have is really back on this moving average over here, just like you would, over here on Uniswap. Of course, no two fractals ever look the same. This was a buy over here, and over here, these two retests were very nice buy zones. Over here, this would be the buy zone. And if you break this moving average, and if you do close like below like 990, I would just cut the position. I'd be done. But I'm not going to tell you guys where to buy, where to sell, but this is potentially setting up for a larger move, and everybody can manage their own trade on the time frame that they want to trade it, and the leverage and so forth and so on of how they want to play this. But structurally speaking, they do look pretty relatable. The only question is, because the altcoin dominance isn't in a place to allow these guys to really take off, will he take off? That's the question. So don't go crazy in size, but also it's notable to look at the volume of what happened over here. The volume perks up, market maker steps in, it ejects everybody out of the market. Same thing, market maker steps in, it ejects everybody out of the market, and also a time correction. It makes you think like you did something significantly wrong. 30 days later, you don't care anymore. You have other problems, and now you're down 40%. So after 30 days of getting negged and getting dropped on, your balance getting dropped on its head, you drop the bag, and then the entire repricing happens. So just pay attention to this.
And also
I
you
thought
have
this was
people looking to
interesting,
short the
and
first
the reason
bounce
why
as
I thought
well.
this was a play was that there's a lot of attention on it, and there's a lot of short attention on it. Short squeezes are always going to happen, regardless of altcoin dominance being up or not, or down or up, whatever. Short squeezes will always be a play, and long squeezes will always be a play, no matter the market condition. So that's it,
Hey,
guys.
Q,
I
Q,
just
can
wanted
you
to
can you pull up
kinda share
ICP
very-
versus USD?
Absolutely, we can do that real quick. I'll pull it up on a fourth tab.
Someone tells Carty to be careful shorting ICP right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
look,
no,
look, it's even
absolutely.
more
After you form a
pronounced there.
double-
That's giving you
Yeah,
a
after you-
clear picture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like it.
I would be careful when BTC enters and gets close to a rejection zone. That is something I'd be careful of, because the USD price is unlikely going to act in favor for ICP. If BTC gets rejected by a 20% candle, I would try to dodge that bullet. But from now up until that rejection zone, you might have some action to play here on ICP. But that's
Dude,
it, guys. Very
Q,
good stream.
can you pull up BTC? Because I missed that part. I was in the bathroom, but
No worries.
I heard you saying 44, 46 is your area.
Yes, 44, 46 is my area.
Just strictly because
of
the
LTC,
MA.
USD, and silver fractal, and because of gold reinteraction with this MA, which if I just pull off the top of my head, I think is the 60. And the same kind of structure had formed.
But
over
you
here.
see how
Again,
you're
I'm
looking
not-
at
I
gold?
don't like to look at fractals from very, very low resolutions, but very, very high resolutions. This area of interaction, regardless of, forget the fractal. Even if you don't, acknowledge the fractal at all, this MA moving average was respected, on the way down from this tide. So to expect us to just rip right above it without any, pain or any kind of rejection at all, I just think it's unlikely. And this, what I'd be kind of expecting is something like this, where you have this massive, run up and you slam into this and then you get rejected the first time. Again, I wouldn't trade it more than the first time, but this is an area that I would hedge.
Yeah, you have the bottom of those
And
wicks too.
Because I had sold a bunch off at 57K and picked up a little bit early, like 37, 38, played FBTC bounce. You being up here is going to pretty much have me at the same USD value that I had at 64. So I will hedge again, and I will pick back up if we can get a very nice rejection and if we can touch this area over here. And real quick, last thing I'll leave it at is I thought this was super interesting that if the market wasn't organized, then how would this happen to where the last second these two MAs like save themselves, because if we actually stayed here for another day, these two MAs would have crossed and pretty much fulfilled this trajectory of speed that we were headed on. But because like last second we had that monster of a candle, as KJ said, a hell of a candle, which really changed everything. That second, that day, that allowed this moving average to correct itself and to slowly ramp up off. And now we're headed, you know, to the races to get this nice retest over here. So, and maybe this could be it too, right? Maybe this could be it.
Yeah,
too,
that's why I'm saying when I'm
that,
looking at that at that fractal, it's if this goes to like 46, it's different. It's different to me because like the whole wave, we've already spent 9 weeks in here. And you mean to tell me we're going to break the wave and we're only going to go up less than 10%? I'm not buying it.
Yeah, you know, no two fractals are ever, you know, the same though. You know, it's like you'll never find something that's so accurate for a long time. I mean, there were a few that we covered in the dojo a long time ago, like Tezos and like BTC pairing, and just like after a certain period of time, like they were so accurate up to a certain point and then just faded. And it's like we kind of got to treat like fractals in essence like very loosely and just as like a potential rough estimate as to what could happen, because at this point on gold, this looked like shit. Like this was a bear flag and it was looking like, I mean, we were going to get new lows, and it auto corrected. And because we didn't break down lower, we ended up bull flagging above support and we started slowly making our way up. So again, like our first interaction with this neckline, whether you want to use moving average,
I don't think that's the neckline.
Just looking at price alone, our first interaction, I don't give it a very high probability that we just rip right through it straight to 60. And then if that happens and we start flagging
5,500,
we can play it higher.
I've seen it. If you look at the hourly, right? Look at the hourly. This is just something that I mean personally, I'll never not like. Look at where the bottom came in on the hourly on BTC. So you see that?
Yes.
It's like it's not the same thing, but you have this nasty drop and then it creates a range that's like real tight. And you have wicks against the resistance, which is 30K. But once it breaks, you don't stand in the way of it. It almost always runs back up to the neckline of where the real blood happened, which right there, and it went through it in this scenario. Like it creates that kind of like Bart back up thing on the hourly. And you could see that, you saw that like we were looking at October 2019, you see the same thing. But if you look at it on the daily now, it's not too dissimilar. So you have the drop from 59 and just blood, and then now we spend 9 weeks doing basically that. So if we cross over those resistance lines, I think at the very least we go to like 55.
Wow. I mean, look, we
quickly too.
I'm still like, you know, I'm still gonna follow my
yeah. No, of course. I'm just giving my 2 cents. Like,
absolutely, you know, it's completely possible. I mean, you could have this scenario right here where it hits the MA that we're expecting to hit 45, 46, but then you get this massive short squeeze that takes us to 55.
Yeah.
That's a complete possibility, and I'm open to that, which is why like I don't set all my bids in the area that I'm thinking. I set some above as well, and being a spot trader and not using leverage, it really gives me a lot of leeway. And at the end of the day, like
100%.
I'm hedging. I'm not selling all of my assets, so no matter what, you can't catch me slipping because I'm playing multiple hands always. Like I'm never going to go under no matter what scenario happens. And it's like if you play the market like that, like nothing ever stresses you out and you're always going to benefit from some angle. So but yeah, no, I think
like if 42 is breached, if 42 is breached, you're going to get a move, like a fucking move. That's what I think.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, like what that would end up looking like for LTC USD is that you would have like a 44-45% move on BTC. This guy would probably potentially wick, you know, up to here 30%. Who's going to carry the rest of the weight to this geometrical resistance? LTC BTC. So you could have this scenario absolutely, and then you have this massive like short squeeze on LTC BTC as well, and which sends it back into this geometrical resistance of this channel that it held up in for so long. So at the end of the day, like I'm using KJ's terms at the end of the day, you say, but like if you look at a lower resolution of time on BTC, like very, very low resolution, and you take a look at right here, what was supposed to happen, we were entering a new trajectory of speed in terms of dumping. And when we failed to break out of this, bull flag, we were in this bull flag over here. This was a bear flag. This failed to enter a new level of speed. If we were going to go down lower, we should have held outside of this structure and we should have kept going. The moment we came back into the structure, I was, very certain that we would get a yin and a yang. And if we were to even eject out of $34,000, then the potential to rip a lot higher was there. And so that has happened now. But after a move like this, I do expect some cool off. But we were talking about, what happens in the next few weeks and where's our major resistance zones. We could even come back to retest this 34, 35 area, and that'd be an area to rebuy. That'd be an area to relong. I'm not going to short this. I'm not going to long this. I'm not interested after there's a lot of hyperactivity. I want to wait for an area where there's some level of scarcity in it. And I don't think that area is right now anymore. So if we can come back down to the node, this area, I'm interested in opening another long. If we don't, I have my spot positions to kill in the areas that we talked about. But man, I guess other than that,
I figured out how to finally kick out these MM guys.
Itself? How do you see the TA on gold right now?
It's bearish. I mean, if I take a look at it very, very quickly from let's look at a 3-day resolution. So far to me, this doesn't look bullish in terms of a micro sense. Macro, of course, it's bullish, but I don't think that people, and including us, I don't think that we could be fully aware of how long this flag could actually extend. If we're going to have a bull market on risk on assets for the next 6 to 8 months, is it a possibility that we have an extension of this guy for another, this guy could move another year in this flag and just chop around, like break down and then chop, and then break down. And then finally he starts to break out. Like, he could stay in this range for a long time. I'm in no rush to long gold. I'm in no rush to play gold. At this very moment, there's so many stocks and coins and things that have better R&Rs. And so at this moment in time, unless he can escape from this structure completely, I'd play him in this box range. But for now, I think that we might be underestimating how long he could be in this range. And if that's the case, and if risk on assets have another 6 to 12 months or a year and a half, like, he could stay here for that entire time. And that would also have implications for silver too, right? We could have a scenario where silver comes back down to this area before, going a lot higher. So that's what I think about gold. And it to me, it makes sense. Again, we just use the date indicator just to see how long he can actually remain in this structure. Why not? Why not? There's no rush for this guy. And at the end of the day, he's a very slow mover. And you can make money anywhere else. Like, there were a few times in gold's history where it was like extremely obvious. And it's like, we got to play this right now. This was one of them. This was one of them as well right here. That's like a right now kind of deal. You open calls, you can make 300, 400, 500% on them, depending on how you want to manage your risk and whatnot. And then the all-time high breakout was a historical moment as well, because that was a high probability to get trapped. If you didn't hold this and you started to come back below the old high, this move was a shorted move. You could short that and still keep that open for a while. But because it moves so slow, unless you're trying to play one of these moves, it's really not even worth it. Go play Roku. Go play something else. I mean, at the end of the day, forget that it's gold. It's just price.
Yeah, AMP is just nuts right now. Oh.
I'll have to check that out.
All right. You done, Q?
But yeah. Sorry.
No, why are you apologizing? It was great. No need to apologize. Let me.
Thanks for giving me a chance to hop on. I know I've been really busy.
My pleasure.
Life going on and trying to move up in the physical world, not just digital.
All right.
Yeah, thank you again for the opportunity, KJ.
Yeah, no
Shavi.
problem, man. I wasn't sure what you were up to. It's been a while. Let's see.
My food is at the door. I'll be back in a minute.
Where are you going?
Sure thing.
Your food?
Gotta get a house, man. Gotta diversify your assets. It's just a smart thing to do. You know, if you've been crypto your whole existence of trading, or at least a good majority of it, and you've gotten to a position to where you can diversify your account and portfolio into other assets, and if you're not doing it, you're not really a trader. Like a trader applies outside of the green and red candles too. You know, you want to manage risk in real life, and you actually want to pay yourself that, like, yeah, whatever you're doing is real. Even if you're trading stocks and you're making a killing trading stocks because you're some kind of savant and you're doing amazing and you turn whatever 50, 100,000 into a few million, or even less, like 10,000 into a few 100,000, do yourself a favor and get something real. Part of that is actually a motivational factor. And if you're already toying around with like 500,000, 600,000, and maybe you don't want a Rolls Royce, maybe you don't want a Lamborghini, maybe you don't want a Ferrari, maybe you don't want a mansion, but just go inside, go take a tour of a mansion, go inside where they sell Rolls Royces and smell the leather, sit in the car, and realize that it's possible for you to be in that position, even if you don't want it, just to show you subconsciously what's possible and what you can buy. And so you can reverse engineer that in your life, and you can allow these things to happen in your life through the opportunities that come up in the market. You will be more hawk-eyed than you were before because you are creating this subconscious expectation of what you could be and who you are becoming.
Bro, look at this fucking amp candle. Holy shit. Sorry, Q.
Oh, you're good.
Dude, you see this?
What candle?
Amp, AMP.
Oh, amp.
We were talking about it. Well, now it's being sold off like crazy. But, dude, that shit hit 95 cents.
Wow.
Look at that candle.
95 cents or 9.5.
Yeah, 9.5. See, I do that all the time. I do it all the time. But like we were just looking at it like, yo, this looks mad bullish. Let's go into $1. There it is.
Wow,
or not
that's
$1, 10 cents. I meant, like, yeah, like right to the neckline. Holy shit.
I don't know if I'd hold through that. I'd probably
no. You have to sell up there. You have to. It's wild. What a candle.
Way too much in a short amount of time. Just
yeah. This is gonna reset now. Eduardo's asking, have I ever heard of gold pancake swap? No, I haven't. I don't know. Big up to Mr. Mace, 4 a.m. in UK. Yo, I love it. The Euro folk. Yeah, sorry, Q. My fault.
For what?
For interrupting.
No, you're good, man.
I think, bro, Q is going off. Resume. It's all good.
I was just saying,
makes my life easier.
I think a lot of people, they just think it's green and red candles and don't really understand, like, yeah, you got to learn how to trade. That's important. But beyond learning how to trade, like, how are you programming yourself outside of the market? Are you programming yourself for success, or are you programming yourself for failure? Because that's ultimately going to dictate how you handle failure. It's going to dictate how you learn, and your willingness to actually look at a mistake that you make and then to say, you know what, and own up to it and actually make leaps and bounds from that moment in time. And these whole, like, by the way, these whole, like, putting these subconscious ideas in your head, they're not anything new. They come from other, you could say, quote unquote, motivational speakers. But why? Because it works. It works. I've done many tours of homes that are a lot further out of my price range, but I do that on purpose so I can prepare myself subconsciously for what's possible, so I can demand that next version out of myself in order for that to even happen. If I don't keep moving the goalpost or putting something else in front of me, I don't move. I have no reason to move anymore, especially if you're at a financial point where you're, like, kind of quote unquote financially free. What's going to cause you to move? It's either going to be helping others, or it's going to be because you're moving the goalpost a lot further. And when you move that goalpost, it doesn't mean you're YOLOing to that goalpost. You realize, you know, it's going to take a rational amount of time. It may take 5 years, it may take 10, it may take 20, but I'm going to do everything that I need to do in the safest way possible, and I have a very high probability of getting there. At the same time, I'm not sacrificing what I've currently made and the lifestyle that I currently have. So I cannot go back anymore. I only have room to grow. I've put myself in a position, and you should put yourself in a financial position once you get to a certain point to where you have, like, this war chest where you can't go below anymore. And everything after that is all for your vision, your dreams, your goals, and whatever purpose you have set. But, you know, somebody has mentioned these ideas by the name of Dan Pena, but many other motivational speakers have also mentioned it. if
A
you
friend,
read the
a
book,
friend of mine just he did a like a one-on-one stream with Dan Pena like on July 4th actually.
Wow, really? I
Yeah,
think you
yeah,
have to
he
be in
knows him.
his like castle program. It costs like 20K to go to his
Yeah,
castle.
he knows
And
he knows a guy that's in the Castle program, and he's like his mentor. So he hooked him up. He hooked him up. Like he was like, yeah, I'm mentoring him, but like I'd love to talk to you or whatever. I think he had dinner with him before.
powerful guy, man. Powerful guy. Dan Pena used to be a trader before
Dude,
he did everything he's
his
doing
Twitter
now, he
feed
used to
is
be a
awful.
trader.
His BTC is awful.
I think he just flipped his stance, by the way.
Nah, he's awful.
Yeah, I'm
He's
not sure.
awful. He's awful.
Well, yeah, I think he flipped his stance. He was saying like now that Elon and PayPal's involved, like enjoy the ride. Not that I really care. I mean, he's only like 30,000 late.
I think he said
Nah, he's
that
terrible.
it will go to zero the day Satoshi wakes up.
Yeah.
No,
He says
said-
Satoshi is Putin.
No, he said,
Yeah.
he said, I know who is Satoshi, and if you knew too, you will never touch Bitcoin.
Yeah.
He's just an old man yelling at the sky, but he has some merit. Don't completely like
No, when it comes to
Don't
Bitcoin, he
completely
doesn't know what the
toss it.
fuck he's talking about. But he does know some things. He's fucking worth a lot of money. His strategy is really good. So the guys that were asking me about Cody, Cody is fucking bullish here, guys. This is bullish. Like it's at resistance, like kinda, but man, like I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna pump. I think this is gonna pump up to here, like 18 cents. Cody looks good to me. Like you're getting some heavy selling in here, and it didn't dump. Heavy. Look at that. So this is your high here, and we take it out, and we're still like this hourly is trying to take this out. It's pretty good. Like this was nasty. Really nasty. Everybody thought this would hold, ejects, and then it just only up. And then this there's gonna be some sort of markup that's rapid, I think. I don't know anything about this. Someone just asked me about it. But like Cody looks pretty good. Guys? You there? Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Looks pretty good. Are you guys longing, Cody? Telling you. It looks good.
I'm just wondering if the AMP is gonna break.
Amp,
all-time
yeah,
high.
amp. You think it's gonna break all time high right now?
I'm wondering if it can.
Why not? Look at this candle.
this-
Look at the volume.
Because it
Jeez,
went,
it got sold off crazy hard. Yeah, holy shit, I missed that. What a sell off. Yeah, see? Yeah, Q is right. Went up too fast. Too much too fast. But a lot of volume in there. A lot of volume. Look at that candle. Holy shit. They could turn this into a fucking monstrosity though. Like this is like you want to talk about like October 2019. Like that's like kind of like what this is. Wicks above the neckline. You have this stop run here. Breaks. Look at this. So
I mean, on the daily, the volume is not that crazy.
well, the daily just started 3 hours ago. It will be.
Yeah, the 4 hours is a good day, a good volume.
See, this is what I mean. Like we were talking about, like you have this dump, then it goes sideways, and it creates like you see these wicks. These are rejected, makes a lower low. Nice
Yeah, but
little.
honestly, at 3.8 cents, at 3.8, I said it's going to 7.9, and we are at 7.9. You know, and
Well,
it
we went
just
to
went up
95.
basically in a straight line, 100%. So, congrats Dojo on getting 100%.
This is quantum. This is what I was talking about, like with BTC also. Like when you get one of these guys, you have like the wicks, rejects. This is the candle close. This is as soon as it crosses this, you get a good move. Like at least
that
to
is
here.
like the hell of a candle statement fractal on that
This.
Whenever KJ says that, pay attention. At least now I'm gonna, pay a lot more attention. Every time you say that's a hell of a candle, it means something.
Yeah. Quantum, I'm selling all my M for ICP now.
Yeah, I like that ICP fractal actually. I like it. Oh, this guy is still talking shit. What? See, that's how you know this coin and the tech lead people are a scam. Like the fact that they're in this stream, like I don't even do YouTube. I'm not a big YouTuber. And they're like spamming my channel with their fucking shitcoin. Like obviously he put them up to it. You know. Straight up scam.
If you're spending your time spamming someone's YouTube channel, I'm very sorry to say, you're poor. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude, and you don't want to learn on top of it.
You're poor. Oh, man. Let's see. Yeah. What else? What else? What's going on in real life? Something happened. There was something I wanted to talk about that was funny, but I don't remember what it was. Fuck. How's Miami, Xavi?
Paradise.
Nice.
I got the number of a girl.
Oh
I
yeah?
went to buy a, I went to buy a new watch yesterday.
Oh yeah. I saw.
And
Gorgeous piece, by the way. Love it.
yeah, thank you.
Dude,
And,
the Jewish girl you were talking to was quality. I liked her. She was good looking. Did she go back to Israel?
Yeah, she's done now.
She's done. Done. It's over.
She's staying there.
Yeah, she was cute. Very nice.
Oh, the one I have the number now. She's like way better.
Way better. Really?
Oh yeah. No, the one I have now is But I just got the number. I haven't gone on the date yet.
Jewish too?
No, she's not. So it's probably more gonna be like a.
She's a
looking.
shiksa girl.
She's a nice girl. She's a nice girl.
Jewish?
No, she's not.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I was gonna say Spanish.
No, she's American, but she studied in France for a bit, so she speaks French a little bit. And she's into watch a lot.
Ah, yeah, she's into money. Money a lot. What's she into?
Oh, she's nice. She's educated.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. I'm just waiting for my new car because it's in Miami. If you want to date a girl and you don't have a car, you're kind of a pleb.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm waiting for my new car to come from the garage.
Nice. Yeah, dude.
Paid for by Luna.
Luna. Luna's making an interesting flag here. Let's see. That's good volume breakout. Yeah, like I don't see how this doesn't go over $10, to be honest. But you just hope this isn't the climax, right? It could. I mean, that would be pretty nasty if it doesn't. Let's see. Did Luna kill ICX? Why? Who cares about ICX? That shit was over. ICX is pumping though. Stop run. Volume's breaking out. I mean, ICX actually looks pretty good here. ICX USD looks all right. Looks pretty good. It'll go over $1, I think. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, maybe this is it. Really, like, if you're looking at like the alts and you're looking at BTC, there's a chance like that was the bear market, like the bear cycle. It's like rapid, you know. It's possible. I really hope so, but you know, we need to keep pushing. It could be. If this is why this is mainly why I said like I don't like, not that I don't like, but like for me 44, I get the MA is here, but it's in no man's land. You cross over here, there's a move. It's a good move. Goes here. Takes out these stops. At the very least, it takes these guys out. It probably goes up here, like to that. But somewhere between these two is where you start to hedge, I think, as opposed to in between. There's just not much here. I mean, you have the bottom of the high to the low, so you would expect this area. So I guess yeah, 44, 46. I guess that makes sense. But the fact that we spent so much time in here, and now we're structuring out this way, like if this, I'm not certain it gets there, but if this shoots up, I don't think this one's going to stop it. I think it's going to come for these guys. These guys are going to get it. Basically every short is not going to survive what happens if you get above this. This green line, you get above that, I don't think any of these shorts surviving. Like, it's stopping everybody. So they're kind of similar to this move, right? Comes back up to here. Facebook rumor dumped, Apple rumor dumped, Amazon rumor dumped. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that this is going to continue. This can dump. This can definitely dump. I said it. What was it? Saturday night. Like, we can go to 40K like quick, and then we'll find out on Monday Amazon is bullshit, and then it'll be over. It'll dump. And if they turn this daily into a monstrosity, like, then these lows aren't safe. So you have to be cognizant of that. You know, like, it depends on what the next, like, it's weird, but it's like the next 24 hours are going to be really, really significant to see how this candle, what they do with this candle. Like, you want it to like stay in a wave here. You don't want it to roll over, because if it rolls, there's no support put in here right now, and it can do the full retrace, and then you end up with this horrible inverse hammer daily, and a lower high, and a front run of this MA, and you know, it can be bearish, especially if that's coupled with Amazon is a BitBoy rumor. Like, that would not be good, right? So, you know, I'm more commenting on like the 44, 46 level, just me personally. If this whole range is not held by this resistance of the first bounce that has made lower highs the whole time, like, almost hey, it's just not something I would bet against. Like, there really should be a good reaction. If it goes up here and rejects, I'd rather wait to see the rejection, and if you get it, like, I think it's, I mean, then it's a bull trap, and it's very bearish. So, you know, but I would expect if we cross this, I think you get like additional violent upside. This is how I see it. Like, and I think it runs between here and here, at the very least, if not another all-time high, and, you know, up only resumes. Anyway. How long have we been going? Hour and a half? Getting hungry again. Got some good ass Chinese food yesterday. So good. Do I know Do Kwon? Do Kwon. Xavi follows Do Kwon. I don't know him. That's the Luna guy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him. Tomo BTC. Okay, I'll check it out for you. Let's see. Yeah, see everything kind of nuked. Like this looks bearish versus BTC still. Doesn't look great versus BTC. It could be just an ejection candle. We've seen this before. You know, it did bounce. It stopped, ran this, and bounced. Yeah, see? This range is always this. It always goes here and then it pops. Look at that. I think I drew... I don't know when I drew this up, but I remember saying, like, this is an area to buy Tomo, like, versus BTC. Look at it. And here, too. This whole range, you could stretch it out even. This is where somebody accumulates, then they pump. But this kind of looks like Doge, right? Doesn't it? Not saying it's the same thing, but just like that type, it's that type of coin. Well, Doge before it did that. I'm not saying that this is going to do that, but like, see? Looks like Doge, right? So like these pops, you just like fade it, right? It's very hard to tell where it's going to stop, but doesn't it look like Doge? Like just when it goes down here, you just buy and then it pumps and then you get out when it stalls. But like how many times, right?
Yeah.
It's an oscillator. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like first, like, can I keep going? Sure.
Talking of oscillate, can you bring up Raven?
BTC or USD?
Just curious. Oh, I don't know, both. I'm just curious. Because Raven is actually like right now the new narrative of tokenization and NFTs, and Raven is basically the OG tokenization and NFTs, and it's also an oscillator.
Not the same. It already did it. Well, at least versus USD.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're not a buyer here, like what are you doing? I guess you have to be. Right? You have to be.
Yeah. It doesn't look bad, huh?
KJ Stalker, are you a dude? Take off my shirt.
That's the guy from the aquarium, no?
It's the guy from the aquarium. Yeah, Raven looks bullish. Nice look, see, you see? You have to take note of these things, right?
Is it bullish because BTC is going up? Can you see the BTC chart? Maybe it's going down in BTC.
Nah, can't be. I don't think so. Oh, shit. I'm not from the aquarium. Yeah, I figured. I mean, it had been, but yeah. Well, let's look at the 4-hour. I don't know. That might have been an ejection candle on BTC pairing alts. I mean, alts are. I'd love to take you out and feed you. Like I said earlier this morning, like I think you have to have a bearish bias on BTC dominance. Like alts, this is what people don't get. alts are forever in a bull market versus BTC because there keeps being more and more of them, and BTC is going to continue to do what BTC does, which is really nothing, right? Except for have brand recognition and be a pioneer and scarcity. And you can't put a price on that. That's why BTC is so good, right? But
Yeah.
it doesn't do anything. It's not using.
Yet.
It's not.
Yet.
You think it's going to?
Well, it can become a currency. It can become a platform. At least that's what Jack wants to do on it. Slowly but surely, it can.
I don't know. The technology is, I mean, yeah, Jack can do whatever, but like altcoins are going to continue to take more of the market cap, I think. And I know us guys that are from like classes like 2017 and whatnot who went through double bear market where you had alts bearish versus BTC and BTC bearish versus dollar. Like we have the PTSD of like all alts and not just us, like anybody. It's kind of like, yeah, alts are a scam, alts are a money grab, which many of them are, most of them are. But the reality is, like even with BTC, it's still like a greed market. Like it's still greed. I know like some people like think of BTC as like gold, but there's still a component of greed to why people buy Bitcoin. People don't buy Bitcoin to like as much as they want to say they do, like to like, oh yeah, my dollar is going to be worthless, so I want to buy Bitcoin to preserve my dollar. Like that's not really why they're buying it. They're buying it
No,
because
the rich do.
yeah, the rich. Yeah, but the emotion behind it also is like the rich buy it. You think that's why they buy it? I think they buy it because they know it's a risk on asset and a risk on market. And like I don't think like you have like wealthier people buying because the same way they would buy, stock, knowing that like, oh, this only goes up. Oh, this goes up,
Yeah, that's it.
So like as far as like why like most people are being attracted to Bitcoin, they're coming up with price targets of like $1 million, right? They think they're gonna get rich off of it by putting like they're gonna put like $1,000 in, and they think they're gonna be retired from it. It's greedy. I think it's greed.
Now the updated speech is that it's going to go to $2.5 million, but only by the day it gets to $2.5 million, it's going to be the purchasing power of today's 500K.
The Bitcoin.
Yeah. Like whenever Bitcoin's gonna be whenever Bitcoin's gonna be $2.5 million, by then you're just gonna be able to buy like only 500K worth of something today. So if
it's possible,
like
they're saying that the dollar is going to depreciate significantly, and
yeah.
yeah.
So it's not like
But
you want to buy your penthouse that's $2 million
but
now.
they're saying like a 5x depreciation. So like what, an 80% drawdown on USD?
That's the speech.
Whose speech?
But like over the next 20 years,
And I don't know. It could. I'm not
So
sure.
if you want something that's $2 million now, well, by the time that Bitcoin is gonna be $2 million, that thing you want is gonna be $10 million.
Yeah, it's gonna be 10 million. Yeah. Could be. This is a crazy wave. Like I don't know what to make of it.
I think there something that's not dumb to think is that Bitcoin is insurance on life. It's life insurance, in the same way. Like I told you,
I'm not
you
bearish.
know, right?
I'm not bearish on Bitcoin long term. I'm not like I'm just like saying like this was more in response to like what were we talking about? BTC dominance. Yeah. And how like the part that people are missing is that like the same way you have unbanked people like in these third world countries that, you know, they can invest in Bitcoin, like they also there's gonna be people they want to trade, they want to trade markets. They don't have TD Ameritrade there. They don't have I mean, I don't know if they have access to Robinhood in Africa. I'm curious,
No, they
but
don't. No,
they
they don't.
don't,
They don't.
right? So
Even in Europe, it's a mess. Like all the European Dojo members, they want to trade options with me, and it's a mess. It's a hassle. They can't.
yeah, so they have access to Matic USD. Looks good, by the way. This looks pretty good. It's a nice breakout. Going higher, a little bit higher, most likely. But you have, yeah, this is like a neckline rejection. So you want to be cautious here, actually. But it's a nice move. Look, nasty structure always goes higher. I mean, always goes lower, right? See? I always talk about this one. It always goes lower. And this went way lower. But, yeah, what I was saying is like, this is, crypto represents like participation in markets that many people don't have access to. And it's kind of like, now that you have this, it's trading 24/7. You can do it from your phone. Anybody can do it. You know, there's ways to fuck around with it where it's like people don't really know what's going on, if you get what I'm saying. Like that access and that it's like, if you look at like what's happening just from an American perspective as far as retail's involvement in markets, like when you see what happened with COVID with guys like Dave Portnoy and just the, you know, you have Teen Executive and TikTok traders and all this, like, do you think that's just a fad? I don't. I think it continues. And
For how long are we going to have Doge dog coins and baby coins? Do you know the new fad of the baby coins now?
yeah,
It's all about
I know about baby coins, yeah.
So I just learned about it. It's like, really? Like, did you really find that something else? Oh my god. They did find something else to do. The baby coins.
Yeah. Baby coins. Yeah, it's true.
No, you're right. I mean, that goes as an argument for you.
How long will baby coins be good?
And then what's next? You know, if they keep on finding something that comes,
But why wouldn't
comes
they?
yeah. I mean, as
What
long as the
Beanie Babies
as-
didn't stop Pogs, you know? The stupid shit is worth money, and now you have Pokemon. But
it's all happening because I was having this conversation with a friend in real life yesterday. He was like, "Oh yeah, GameStop is insane." And I'm like, GameStop is happening because of the climate in the world and in the economy right now. Like, you could have put this everything the same but at a different time, and GameStop would have not run.
And then a protein shake.
What?
I would get 150 grams of protein. I would meet my requirement for the day.
Who are you talking to? Quantum is talking about protein shakes.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, my mic wasn't muted.
what are you
about that.
talking about?
You're talking
just-
to your girlfriend?
I'll just I'm good, man. I'm not gonna even explain. Y'all already heard.
KJ is trying to keep off someone off camera.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was that Shannon? Was that Sean?
No, that was that was hilarious though.
I'm sorry, man. That was me. I'm calculating my protein intake. I haven't ate enough today. I'm thinking about protein intake. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I want to know who is that KJ's.
I have a visitor. Dude, that was wild. Holy shit.
Hold on, man. What did you hear? You're saying it's wild. Like,
While
Dude, you're not
while you
watching
were
the
talking,
screen. My stepdad
yeah.
just fucking came up in his underwear.
Yeah.
Not what
I
I was
was
talking about.
I was talking about him like a minute ago.
Unreal. The fuck is he doing?
So yeah, when I had it on the phone, I had him on the phone, your father-in-law. I told him like BTC is like an insurance, like life insurance or car insurance, right? You pay your car insurance every month, $100 every month for car insurance, and hopefully you never use it, right? It doesn't. It's just waste of money. It's just mandatory, but you need to have this insurance, 100 a month, or you can't drive. But this is a waste of money until maybe one day it's useful, maybe. Hopefully not, but you have it if just in case, right? That's what Bitcoin is. You should be like buying $100 of Bitcoin every month, the same way you're spending $100 in
It
car
should be. It
insurance,
should
right?
be. It should be a, like a staple of your portfolio. It's like a blue chip almost. I think. I look at Bitcoin like a blue chip. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you hold
right.
some Amazon, you hold some Google, you hold some Bitcoin. Why not?
Oh, and I remember this morning in the Dojo live call when I said like I mentioned a YouTube channel that I'm counter trading. Remember?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. 1 hour after the call, they did a video bashing Bitcoin.
They did.
Yeah, I swear to God. I swear to God. 1 hour after the call, I go on YouTube. They did a video bashing Bitcoin. Look at what happened now. Crazy, no? I tell you, it's insane. They're so good at that. And then
I
they're
have to
like,
put them on
oh,
notifications just to see their filters, their headlines and shit, their thumbnails, right?
yeah,
So
I'm
it's
gonna
like,
share it.
what was that? The other headline was with Palantir, right? What did it? Let me see.
I mean, but the thing is that they're smart people. Like, I don't want to like bash them because they're just like, I mean, they're just sort of like Warren Buffett type of investors, and they're just waiting for the price they want to get in. But the thing is that that price they want to get in was during the COVID crash, and they're just waiting for this price to come back again. But in the meantime, they're missing out of a 2-year bull market and a 3x overall, you know, and that's why it's like, okay, you're gonna miss out on a 200%, and that's the type of guy who sells early and stuff, It's, I mean, that's it. Just wanted to mention it because the timing was pretty insane. Because I talked about it this morning, and an hour later they do a video bashing Bitcoin, and 3 hours later Bitcoin goes nuts.
Can't make it up. Wait, dude, Matic looks pretty good. Looks pretty decent. This thing always bounced fucking hard, but like $1, psychological neckline area. Let's see. Dude, gather. Let's fucking go.
Damn. I'm still waiting for 4 cents. It's gonna go without me, I guess. It's
4 cents?
Yeah.
I don't think you're
Probably
good.
not gonna get.
I don't know. Maybe. If it does, it'll happen like, it won't be like a wick. It'll mean like it'll spend another month in this range, if that happens. I think.
I want it because my cheapest coin right now is Siren and it's like 15 million. So I wanna gather at 5. I mean now gather is what? Now it's 8. Still
7.
okay.
Sirens SRN, right?
Yeah. SIREN.
Oh, look what this is doing. Is this the right thing? No, this is SI. What is this?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
That's
the one.
it?
Yeah.
It's doing the move.
Your face is on the chart. I can't see the.
Oh,
Can you bring the chart a bit on the left?
I can do this.
No, just bring the price on the left. Just leave room on the right. Yeah, perfect. That's the move you're talking about.
This is the 2B, right?
Nice.
It took it out.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could say.
Why do you like this? Mace kept it real.
I don't know.
Looks like shit.
It's all-time low price discovery, all-time low. I don't know what you're talking about. It's all-time low price discovery. It's awful.
Yeah, I didn't see the beginning of the chart. I was just looking at this, like, oh, it went up, took out the low. Yeah, you should switch this together. Better. But not for nothing, like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. This is your coin. I don't know about this shit. God damn. Is the fundamental still okay?
Yeah, but it's just a matter of time, and the timing is.
It's got to go
Non-existent.
sideways. It has to go sideways, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Kudos.
I have a fat bag of siren though, so would annoy me if
You buy more?
it doesn't. No, I have a very big bag, and yeah, I don't mind if it does its thing, but I would be pissed if Gather does much better, much better, and this doesn't do anything. To be honest, overall, I came out to the realization that, all of crypto is just, all the valuation in crypto are like a drop in the bucket. We're talking about like 5 million, 10 million, 100 million, even 500 million. All this is nonsense. Like now in the stock market, we're talking about
Billions.
how many billions and trillions, right? So like, you never know what's going to happen. You never know. And can you really afford to lose your position? Like we were saying earlier with Gather, it can take 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? And probably during 3, 4, 5 years, it's gonna still keep going up, right? It's like a chain link type of coin at one point. And so, can you afford to get out? It's like, can you afford to get out of Facebook? Can you afford to get out of Apple? If you lose your position, what happened to you? That's that's what in the Livermore book, right? At one point, I don't probably Quantum, is it still here? Yeah, Quantum is still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
In Jesse's Livermore book, I don't know if you remember, at one point there's the guy, like an old guy that he used to trade with, and the guy says like, oh, I'm not trading, I'm just holding because I've been around long enough, and I know you can't afford to sell. You can't afford to sell because you can't call a top, right? And it's like, with crypto, it makes so much sense, because when you find I was gonna say a baby coin, but not a baby coin. Like when you find a micro cap, like when we found, remember when we found DAG at 1 million, and now it's 500 million. 10K in DAG is now $500,000. Oh no, sorry, 10K in DAG is now $5 million. 10K in DAG is now $5 million.
Fuck.
I sold.
I had that.
I sold, but you can't afford to sell. You can't afford to lose your position, right? And it's like, all of crypto is basically like that. If you find a good FA coin, like you're saying, Bitcoin dominance is gonna go down forever. Like once you find a AAVE, once you find a chain link, once you find a DAG, once you find a AMP, once you find a Gather, hopefully a Siren, like you can't afford to sell because you never know. Unless you're like a god tier trader, or unless you're just swinging. Okay? But sometimes there is some stuff you should not sell, like Apple, Facebook, and some coins will be the new Apple, Facebook, Amazon, right? And it's like, I'm like, you know what? Let me just hold, and I'll make my money in the stock market trading options. Because options are going to zero, right? Like 99.99% of options expire worthless. So like by Friday, it's going to zero, right? So you should better sell when you're up 20, 50, or 100% because it's going to zero. So like, it's the opposite of the hodler mentality, right? It's the sell before you get wrecked mentality. And so you can make your living off of that, right? You can make a living off of trading options. And it's like, you can also make a living off of trading crypto. Look, we just spent 50%. You can make a lot of money. My portfolio just went up crazy. I can take this and retire for 3 years. But can I afford sell it? Like, where AMP is gonna be next year? Where AMP is gonna be in 3 years? I don't know. You know, it's like, oh, just talking shit. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been around long enough to know the answer to this. However, like, I don't know, was there ever a time where people, like so many people, kind of looked at dollar as just, you know, a decaying asset, and kind of understood that, you know, any sort of stock, basically just the concept of stocks only go up? Like, has it ever been this widely accepted?
No, I think I mean, I don't know.
And like, what does that mean?
We have also Lago here. I'd be awesome to hear Lago talk about. Just talk. Lago or Quantum, that would be great.
I don't know. We can go on for hours and hours, but at some point,
Essentially, if the macro analysis of the recession plays out, I'll share this. I was talking to a banker in California. I won't reveal his name or anything, obviously. There's no reason for me to, but I was picking through a family connection. I was asking him. He's the banker that gives the loans to my cousins. I asked him. He owns like 6 or 7 small banks, and I said, do you see anything coming in the next 6 to 12 months in the market, like a recession like 2001 or 2008, like a multiple year recession? And he told me that essentially, and I was picking him for answers. I was picking him for any kind of data that would to see if any of that has confluence with my technical analysis. And he said yes. He said early to mid next year, latest late next year. He was foreign, so he was speaking really fast and he had an accent. And so I was, with all due respect, it was a little bit hard to understand him, but he said that they're going to pull the money out of the system. He kept repeating that. They're going to pull the money out of the system like they always do. And I found that very interesting that he said like early, mid, latest next year of an 01, 08 like scenario. And I sat there and thought, and I remembered the larger macro analysis that we've put together. And I was saying, oh, that's interesting. And obviously, this guy, he was talking to me that this year they made like $300 million. I tried to talk to him about DeFi and how that's kind of evolving the whole, like DeFi is kind of evolving the space, and he was not too happy about that. In fact, he actually insulted me, saying that indirectly, saying that like trading adds no value to society. You should stop trading and go get a real job. But nonetheless, I still picked him for an answer, and he gave me that answer, and I thought it was, when he heard that I had Bitcoin, he's like, sell it all immediately and run. And I just found that conversation interesting, and I thought I wanted to share that in terms of the macro recession analysis. If that happens, I don't care what coin or stock you're holding, it's done for multiple years. Again, keep in mind, crypto has never seen a multiple year recession, a real recession, not a bear market, a risk on recession. So that would be off, man. Things would really go south. And during that time, things like AMP would just work on their fundamental development. And whenever the tides finally turn, they would come out on top. But if that plays out, that's a big danger. You have other notable figures like Dan Pena coming out and saying a black swan is coming. Now, I wouldn't care too much if it didn't actually make sense with my technical, a quote unquote black swan, right? He said that. He said, I've lived through 6, 7 recessions. I know one before I see one. He said they're going to create a reason to tank the stock market. And that's what he said live. And it's like, again, like maybe this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But I hold it to some significance when it does have confluence with my technical reality that I'm seeing. How many macro data points do I have that suggest the next 10 years is straight up, and how many macro data points do I have that suggest that in the next like 7 to 12 months it's straight down? I have a lot more that suggests that the next 7 to 12 months is straight down. And let me just tell you one thing. If it's not down and if it's going to continually be up, I'm going to buy an island. I'm just letting y'all know. It doesn't make any sense. Things just don't make sense anymore. Otherwise, or the dollar's going to get so destroyed that we have literal internal problems with this country and all countries that are happening with the fiat banking system completely. So either it's not going to make sense in terms of the vast wealth that people are going to create with holding these assets, or we're going to go through another 08, 01 like scenario. I just thought I wanted to share that. I thought I definitely picked some value. I picked some very intelligent people when I was out visiting some family in California. They have a lot of connections, and out of those conversations I asked questions in terms of who would give me an answer based on the profession they had and the what they could answer that would make sense. But anyways, that's what I heard, and I wanted to just pass that down. And if that's the case, then potentially BTC has more room to go. If the whole gold fractal thing plays out, and yeah, BTC has more room to go, and BTC is probably going to go further before we see this macro recession environment, which would probably put BTC maybe 130, 150, just an order of magnitude a little bit higher than its previous high. But you could be sure that after that happens, it's the only down market. But I think it was very valuable that you said, has it ever been accepted, almost globally, that, only up? Has that ever been accepted to this kind of degree to where a recession is never coming again? It was something that Dan Pena mentioned too, and when I was watching him, he said, like, these kids these days, this generation, they talk about like this is a new paradigm. A recession never comes to anymore. We're never going to have a recession again, and it's like, okay, this time's never different. But we need a height to fall off of, right?
Yeah.
If we fall off of 33,000 on BTC, for example, what are we going to go back to $4,000, or are we going to reprice to an entire new territory to where when the recession comes, we're at the very bottom, we're at 30,000 because inflation did such a good job of repricing all assets. So that's something that we need to be cognizant of. We shouldn't assume that we do break above 60. We shouldn't, which is why I talk about hedging at that next area that we discussed recently. And to make sure that no matter what scenario happens, if you're anti-fragile, this is the best position to be in. That I accept every angle of anything that happens, including exchange counterparty risk. And I have assets and equity everywhere. I'm untouchable. There's no feeling like that to where it's like I'm going to do my best with the database analysis that I'm working on and trade as well, and in terms of the macro environment, protect myself, but at the same time, I'm protected from all angles. There's nothing that beats that feeling to where you don't have your ass open in any way, so I can play every hand. And I've said that many times, but it pays when those things happen and you have a hand. That's all I'll say. It pays. But yeah, I did excuse me, I did want to pass that on, that conversation that I had, for what it's worth.
Interesting. It's interesting stuff. I don't take the damn Pena stuff too seriously. But yeah, I mean, it can't just be only up forever. But as well as I, we're looking at the weeklies on the indexes. I don't know. How do you call the top on it? When,
Definitely not short term, Definitely not short term. But I mean, the next 6 to 12 months could change a lot.
Yeah.
And depending on the geometrical angle of strength that we take, depending on, keep in mind, I mean, we are taking.
We already took it out already. 5,000 on SPY, or SPX.
We're entering geometrical levels of strength that do rival the .com bubble. So it's either we're going to take new geometrical levels of strength that are even steeper than the .com bubble, or we're going to maintain that geometrical level of strength, and everyone's just going to have to, that has anywhere close to $300,000 to $400,000, doesn't have to work anymore, and they can, well, if they're not in the 401k because they have penalties from withdrawing, if they just have their money in the S&P, Dow, and then the NASDAQ, essentially they'll be making a salary every year, and that angle of strength, because the market just operates that way, it would just keep getting steeper until you just have complete vertical. So when will the Fed create the fundamentals and step in and create the fundamentals to create the recession, because the angles of strength are becoming unsustainable? Again, I think about it this way. I'm in my 20s. It doesn't make sense for me to have already turned my equity into what it is now. If we continue on this trajectory, it's just ridiculous. I mean, what am I going to be? You know, with all due respect, am I going to be having the same amount of equity of somebody that's creating a company that's actually changing the way that the world operates or helping humanity as a whole? I mean, the market has just become like this avenue of creating amounts of wealth that are just hilarious.
All capitalism. It's like you invest because you have capital in that company that's changing the world. If tomorrow you invest in SpaceX, or if yesterday you invested in Tesla, or if 3 days ago you invested in Roku,
Right.
or I don't know, you know,
Let me
or
play
in a
devil's
company that
advocate.
or in a company that in 10 years will be the next this or that. That's how it works. That's always how it always worked.
Let me play devil's advocate for a second, because we look at what Corona did, and 33.7, 21.8. I mean, this is very steep dump. It happened way faster than '08 and '01, but it creates the same effect, kicking everybody out of the market per se. And but like, how is it any different now to, like, you buy the Corona dip and you can make a ridiculous amount of money, especially if you know how to trade, but if more so if you're just like a kind of like a holder type person that, you know, takes like a swing trade there. If you buy '01, if you buy, you know, '08, you have the same result, you know? And why should we assume that something is coming that's gonna, you know, change everything, especially when it was only 1 year ago we had such a bad drop? Like, can we get corrections? Yes, but do you think after this drop there's going to be a worse drop than the Corona one, like in the short term, especially in lieu of what we need to do as a government and world governments and banks to get ourselves out of this?
And also keep in mind that what you're saying about it doesn't make sense how much money we can make, but also the government has every single incentives in the world to keep it going, because there is a whole generation of baby boomers who don't have retirement and invested in 401k. And if the stock market crashes, you have the biggest generation actually still alive going homeless.
Yeah, but the model of capitalism continues with redistributing wealth to, like, the majority that have the haves and have-nots continue to get like small, you know, the those that have nots become larger and those that have become smaller, and that's just the end stage of, you could say, capitalism. That continues to evolve, and at the end of the day, in every recession someone gets hurt. I mean, would the government allow people to get hurt? Sure. I mean, because if they have to bite some bullet, because if they don't, some people like me that actually have will to have political influence, who are like, imagine people like I don't know, Sam Bankman-Fried, people like him that are anonymous, who have like already 500 million in crypto right now. There are people out there that are like that, and during the end stages before this major recession hits, you know, when it does, I mean, these people have like over $1 billion. They can influence politics. They can influence cities. They can influence.
He already has $1 billion, and he already has influenced politics, and he already has influenced the city. He's
Yeah,
the biggest.
his name is on the
donation of
fucking Miami
Biden
Heat
campaign. He's the biggest donation on the Biden campaign, and he poured money all over Miami.
And they can continue, though. That's the thing. Like, and then, you know, if they keep the show going, most people, if you believe in the fact that, you know, 10% of people will always be, there's going to be 10% of participants in the market that are, you know, on the right side, and 90% will not be. That also applies to people that have 500 million, 1 billion, 1.5 billion. And so most of the people will be caught off guard, right? Whereas the few minority that see what's coming will protect themselves and still be able to retain their equity. But again, it's, as you said, Shavi, like, you know, this is what capitalism is: invest in a company that changes the world tomorrow. You can do that, but I think at the end of the day, like, we're mostly technical traders, and when we look at the geometrical levels of strength that replicate, you know, can we enter a trajectory of strength? Like, let's ask this question: can we enter a trajectory of strength long term that can allow the common man to stop working, that only has a net worth of 90 to 100,000? No fucking way. Because if that was the case, then like people would just stop working.
The common man doesn't have 10,000 to
Unless-
invest.
Unless you have inflation, unless that amount of capital grows so much, but is not worth as much every day.
Yeah, but are we entering the phase in time where the dollar's about to enter that blow off top, where you just have, you know, astronomical? That's the part where I can't answer that. I would be so foolish to say that in the next 3 years the dollar is going to enter its blow off top and we enter that level of inflation where BTC goes into the multiple millions and even higher. I mean, I certainly won't sell all my BTC forever. I will always have a portion of BTC, maybe 5-10% of my net worth, that will forever be there. That's my quote unquote financial insurance. But I'm not betting on that happening right this second, personally. Now, maybe later on down the line, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, but other countries like Japan have inflated their capital far beyond ours. And so, like, the show can keep going. And for us to call that quote unquote top, that this is the moment where we have hyperinflation in our country, well, the United States, if we're living here, which we are, this is the moment that it all collapses, the show collapses. I heard from a bird who shall not be named that that's not the best bet to make, because you'll only get it right once in a life. And it could happen, but protect yourself against that reality happening, but don't bet on it as if it's coming very soon, because, man, you could be a whole order of magnitude older before that reality comes. There's a lot of things that they can do to prevent that and to keep the show rolling. So at the end of the day, don't sell your Bitcoin. And at the end of the day, if we're repeating fractal similarities from a geometrical angle of strength that we were in 2007, with the dot-com bubble, that shall not be ignored. That is not something that if you ignore that, later on down the line, you would look back and say, how could it have ever been this obvious? It was that obvious, but the aura, the environment, the energy, the hype caught you off guard for months and years. And when you started taking losses, you bag held it because you wanted to reach that balance that you had at the top of the market. And that's how bag holders are created, and then the pain and suffering for multiple years. You thought that 2017 was bad. We don't know how this asset class responds in a real recession. That's the biggest worrying factor that I'll throw in, is that, like, you thought, I mean, we would have an order of magnitude of a drop more significant than we had in 2018. And in terms of the altcoins, I mean, maybe it's the same, but at the same time, like, who wants to hold for 3 years? And because if we're expecting that kind of lengthy bear market, it wouldn't be something that just happens overnight, like a snap of a finger, and all of a sudden you got caught off guard. No, you would have to hold the wrong idea for a very long time. If you have a somewhat level of advanced market analysis, you would see that everything is bearish now, and they'll stay bearish for months. And so it's not like you're going to wake up one day and all of a sudden you're in a bear market and everything's down, and like, you're going to have time. It's holding is what's going to kill you, not exiting. So just keep that in mind as we go into the future, and always expect the unexpected as well, because if you blind yourself to possibilities, then you're not ready to adapt when those possibilities actually come up. So it's not like I'm going forward into the future thinking, like, 100% this is going to happen, but it is I have like this pre-image in my mind of these fundamentals that could line up. And will there be a disaster to be the quote-unquote fundamental reason for that technical drop? There will be. I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be a pandemic 10 times worse than what we saw? Is it going to be war with Russia, as quote-unquote Dan would say? Is it going to be I don't know. Is it going to be civil war in the country? Is it going to be about the election? I have no idea. It's not my business. I'm a trader. I'm not trying to figure out why. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not trying to put the puzzle together. That's for people like Alex Jones, and they probably won't even get it right. I think it's a waste of time. But I'm just a trader, and the event and the drama will come when the technical reality presents itself, just like it did with coronavirus. So those are my full thoughts as we head into the future, and I think it would be ignorant to take the trade. Excuse me to say it. I think it'd be ignorant to take the trade fully, that up only. The dollar's going to keep inflating. It's worthless. It would be very dumb to hold that trade for multiple years. I think that there's a time and place to play that idea, but to realize that at some point the crowd is wrong. The crowd might be right for 3 months. They might be right for 4 months. Do you know how much of the crowd was right on GameStop? A lot of the crowd was bullish on it before, at $60, at $40, at $30, and they were right. And anybody that shorted that got demolished. So there's a point that the crowd will be right, and at some point the crowd can become wrong. It may take 8 months, it may take 9 months, it may take a year. So that's why I'm not a big fan of immediate sentiment trading, unless you've found like a certain individual who's just a complete degenerate who just like literally sells bottoms and buys tops. But in terms of like mass sentiment about major people, a lot of people, in terms of sentiment, it takes a while to steer that ship. If we're talking the stock market, that's a big ship to steer. That takes a long time, and even BTC. BTC is a big ship to steer. F, not so much. When the F sentiment started to come in, it took like a week for it to start topping out because it's a smaller asset. The more participants, the bigger ship it is to steer. So BTC versus S&P and Dow and the indexes are an order of magnitude a lot larger than BTC and than F. So this is a big ship to steer. So when you see sentiment, it doesn't mean right this second. It could mean this year. It could mean a year and a half from now. As you were saying, Shabi, have we ever had a time where most of the participants were like worldwide accepted up only? Well, I haven't lived long enough to tell you. I should do my research and look back in time. But I can identify that kind of behavior, because the market's only up or down. If the majority of participants agree that the market's up only, that can't spell anything good. Now combine that with the technicals, then we're starting to build a fuller picture. So as these days get closer and closer, no one's going anywhere. We're very aware, and our eyes are wide open. Like every day that passes on, my eyes are wider than they were before. And everybody in here is as well. So not something that we're blind to at all, and fully prepared. But I'm also not going to cut myself out of a trend. I will ride a trend too. I'm just fully adaptable. I just do not care what happens. I'm okay with that too. I will benefit. So anyways, I'll leave it there.
I'm just looking at what I'm seeing right now. It's like there's upside on these alts here, and if you look at BTCD on the higher time frames, as well as the fundamentals behind it, like the fact that it can't go higher. Do you think it will ever go higher than 80? I don't think so. I don't think it can. I mean, it doesn't make sense to. I mean, it would just continue as being a ratio as more projects enter the space. I don't see how this is going to slow down ever. And the price action that we're seeing right now, like, can this shoot up? But ultimately, it'll manifest as a bear flag, in my opinion. And I think we just continue to make lower lows and for the most part, lower highs on that. I mean, and I didn't always think that way. But as you kind of see what's happening with DeFi and NFTs and all these different projects and shit like that.
Hey, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
It's kind of in line with what you're saying. Someone just DM'd me that there is some crumbs of Flexa in the Amazon code.
Yeah, that's why I Flexa pumped. That's why I am pumped.
Yeah, but it was the rumors from BitBoy. Like now it's someone who says like in the code there is like proof of it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if there is one company that can, it's them. So honestly, I will not even be surprised. And like the first thing that I saw on Twitter was like, oh yeah, BitBoy is talking shit. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, but what if it's true? Because if there is one company that can make it happen, it's them, like 100%. I mean, that's the reason why I'm bullish, because I know they can have a partnership with fucking PayPal or Bank of America. I mean, I told you that. So, but I guess now it's somebody tweeted about it, and so now that's why we had the second pump, like pump after a pump. Like the first pump was BitBoy, the second pump could have been the tweet.
Yeah, well, the support just broke, so we'll see what it does here. Most likely, you know, probably
Crash
the
cycle,
bottom
crash
of
cycle
this.
here.
Yeah,
It's a crash cycle.
65 to 68 in that range, like mid to high 60s, and see what happens there. Probably, you know, like mid 60s, mid to high. These million coin people are so annoying, bro. All right, I'm getting fucking tired. Yeah, you're gonna get the dump now. Bag holding MM as a millionaire. Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Wait,
dude, that dude's a
didn't
scammer. He's a fucking scammer. That
didn't
guy.
that guy didn't come up with another coin that he called the billion coin
He did.
after a millionaire? He's like, oh, I came. No, yeah, he did, right?
I don't know,
He's like, oh, I have a better coin instead of millionaire. Let's do now billionaire, and he
dude.
came
That
up with the
dude's
second coin.
sketchy. It's sketchy.
Whenever
Like-
you get the chance, check out a Shiba Inu Ripple USD fractal potential. Whenever you get the chance, you don't have to do it now. Just random idea.
I'm fucking shot. Shiba Inu Ripple fractal. Okay.
Sorry, Ripple USD fractal. Ripple USD Shiba Inu against USD.
Dude, like all the alts bounced off of that dump, like with volume, or not dump. They just like on the USD side. Like you look at Chainlink, like look at what Chainlink's doing right now. This is bullish. Like that looks good. You have to take notice of this. This happened on every alt USD pairing, swaps. Look. Ren not so much.
Yeah, Ren is pretty much done.
Shit. But like it happened on almost every chart. Not oh, let me do this. Yeah, let me go to the futures. See? Tezos, nice. It's like, yeah, they all spike. Phantom, some better than others, right?
Yeah, ETH is not dying here. ETH is actually going up.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think that's
look
that's
at Cardano. This is very close. Oh, clean close. Checked out the code. He says it has nothing to do with the Amazon partnership. Just code interacting with Amazon Web Services. See?
Let me see.
I mean, I don't know if that's true or not. He could just be saying that. But
what I'm seeing is a checkout, an invoice checkout. Amazon invoice checkout.
Cope is starting to get bullish.
Yeah, Cope is very bullish.
Yeah. So, I mean, it 3x off the low. But, like, look what it's doing here. If it pushes, like, go up to here. Do another 2x from here. It's pretty bullish. Ruin. Let's look at this at a different time frame. Dude, like, alts are bullish here. They just are. You know? They just are.
Well, it's the same music all the time. Like Bitcoin is not dying, so crypto is bullish. So Bitcoin is bullish, so crypto is bullish. So good.
That's what I'm saying. But people are no longer like fearing like the Bitcoin dominance pump that kills alts like that way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's true. It's just true.
it's just like now it's like Bitcoin pumps, like everybody like buys alts.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, Bitcoin's not dying. Okay, we can buy alts.
Yeah. AVAX, this is bullish. Like, I think I'm gonna be up late tonight because they're all doing the same thing. Like, if they're able to take these highs out, like they're all at like significant levels too. Like Uniswap, These are like easy longs if this goes. They're all in the same structure here. What's Bitcoin doing? Not much. Yeah, everything is bullish. Ugh. Anyway.
And you see, AMP started going down when ALT started bouncing, right? So AMP is
It's
once
its own
again
thing,
against
right?
the ALT.
It's with Bitcoin. Do you think
ALT
it's
are going up. Yeah.
Do you think it's because it's not on Binance yet?
No, I think it's I don't know why. I don't know why really.
60.
But
It just hit 69.
as soon as AMP was done and starting going down, that's when you had the relief on the bounce on all the other alts.
It's holding on kind of well. Not bad. When do you think they'll be on Binance?
I don't think they will ever be on Binance.
Yeah, you think it's because they're like so legit? They're like, this is sketchy.
Binance can add them, but I don't think they would, and they don't need to be on Binance. Like they really don't need to be on Binance. They are on every DeFi platform: Uniswap, SushiSwap, Balancer, 1inch, whatever, Loopring, you name it. Any AMM exchange are on it, and that's it. They don't need a centralized exchange. The only centralized exchange they need is Coinbase and Gemini, and they have it. That's it. End of the story.
But why wouldn't they be on Binance though? Like, I think it's probably like the most fundamentally strong cap-wise, coin that isn't on Binance. Is there any other?
Like the top 50 that's not on Binance?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably the only top 50 that's not on Binance.
What about like what is AMP now? I thought it was higher than top 50. What's it at?
AMP is the top 50.
Yeah, I thought it was like top 30 maybe.
Oh yeah, it's 33 today. 33 today.
Yeah.
After with the 50% bump, it's back to 33. Yeah.
Oh, okay. For whatever reason I thought it was higher, but like pretty much all of these are on there.
Yeah, top 30 is on Binance. It's the only one that's not.
Which?
Because like they're probably not reaching out, and they will never be interested in paying, and probably Binance is looking for some shady deals and shady business and like having some of the supply and whatnot, and Flexa is like go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
They don't need to give the supply away. Like they're trying to decentralize the coin, not centralize it. Like they want everyone to hold a few. They don't want someone like they don't want a Doge or a Bitcoin situation where you have like top 5 holders. Of course, people can accumulate and become whales, but they really want it to be like the most decentralized. And so I don't think like Binance helps in that regard.
Crypto.com, isn't that Monaco coin? Wasn't
Yeah,
Crypto.com Monaco? Why is it not on Binance anymore?
MCO, it's called MCO, it's called CRO now.
CRO, that's what I'm saying. I don't see a pairing on Binance.
Because it's competition, I guess, maybe.
They got delisted, huh?
Same, it's very like CRO became very, very legit.
Yeah, they're on like the gear of the UFC fighters.
Yeah, I see. Even on the
They're
front
wearing
line.
the guys like they're wearing Crypto.com shirts, like in the fights.
Yeah, CRO is on.
It's on
Oh,
Bittrex
it
and
was on.
KuCoin.
Yeah, it's on KuCoin and BitHub.
That's another one that's not on Binance, but they just got, I guess, delisted.
Yeah, they were. I remember like trading CRO on Binance in 2018.
Yeah, the Monaco pumps. I remember it was on Bittrex too. VeChain's ripping. See, oh, VeChain just went for it, so all of them are gonna go for it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've been going for like 2.5 hours. I'm fucking tired as fuck, and stuff is happening. Yeah, sushi swap. This is all bullish. Like, you just like long everything here.
We did a 5 hour stream, 5 hours of streaming today at least.
Yeah, it's enough. I'm exhausted. Shut.
Enough for the people.
Fun stuff.
Please get the likes to 100, please. Been streaming for this long. Get the likes to 100.
Yeah, Quantum went for like hours. It felt like. Get us the likes, please. Quantum's trying harder than I am to get likes. I'm like, thank you. Appreciate you. Like,
Yeah,
I
Q,
guarantee you.
I literally
they have
don't
longer
care
videos than
anymore,
me.
though. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care. You know? When it comes to this shit, I literally don't care. Like, I just do it for fun, plus because the timing mattered. Like, something was telling me, I'm like, yo, I gotta do a stream and talk about BTC and, like, how it's gonna go up to this level. And Xavi was at the beach. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play video games and I'll talk about BTC. And when Xavi comes back, we'll do YouTube. But like, as I'm playing the video game, the fucking thing takes off like a rocket. But it's kind of like the only reason I wanted to do it. You know, like timing is good, but like, I don't have like this desire to be like a YouTuber like BitBoy. You know, it's not for me. I don't. Or like somebody that does these streams all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my thing. I don't care to do it. I don't want to do it. I like to do content when it matters and when it's fun. Fun for me. And this was fun. This was a lot of fun. I miss it. But at the same time, I'm not going to be here like doing it all the time. I want to hear you get some money, you know? And talk about what's happening. Like, that's it. So, if people don't like it, then fuck them. I don't care. Like, I'm not interested in that, really. Doesn't make me excited. You know? Get to talk to you and Xavi with no stream, I enjoy it, you know? My wife went to visit her in-laws, you know? So, I don't have the kids with me. And the timing worked out properly.
Wait, who's your wife's in-laws? Who's that?
I mean, my in-laws. Yeah, my wife went to my in-laws' house tonight.
But why is your wife's dad at your place?
That's not my wife is black. That's my mom and my stepdad are in the
Okay,
basement
get it,
right
get it.
now.
Sorry, yeah. Makes sense now.
They're in the basement staying. Yeah, so they're staying with me for now.
Okay.
But he walked up in his underwear, and it totally threw me off. It's a crazy, you know, the COVID shit is crazy. But we good. Everything is good. I'm fucking exhausted. Look, S&P's gonna structure out like.
Yeah. Talking of which, Dojo counts on me for Flash Street tomorrow morning at 9, so I'm gonna have to go to bed.
But anyway, glad you guys enjoyed. I had fun, and special thanks to Quantum. He really carried the show. He carried the show.
No
It's
way,
fun.
man. You did.
Nah.
You're the one sitting in front of the screen a lot longer than me, man. Don't you?
Nah,
You can
man.
take the credit. I'll give
Nah.
it back to you.
Nah, you crushed it.
Oh, thanks, man.
No, it was good stuff. You shared a lot of good stuff, and it's interesting thoughts in regards to like Dan Pena and the other guy, who is not to be named. But it's kind of like, it's interesting. I don't know what to make. We could just keep talking about this for more hours, so let's not get into it. But I'm gonna think on that
Yeah,
one. Definitely want to.
We'll do more. We'll do more like discussions like later this week in the dojo. So y'all can join if you want to join the dojo. If you want to tune in.
You the man. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Cheers,
Good night.
guys.
Good night.
Have a good night, y'all.